Today we're going to do about a 30-minute workout on the floor. You'll need weights, 2 to 5 pounds, and you're going to need a strap. You can get a strap, a band, a belt, a towel. Anyways, hello, and let's go ahead, come onto the floor. Get yourself nice and adjusted. Feet flat on the floor, shoulder width apart. And just relax your shoulders. We're going to start by tightening our abdominals, and we're just going to start poking around where our belly is. Wherever there's no bone, you want to start poking. You have the transverse abdominis that wraps around your torso here, creating stability. It wants to act as a protector of the guts, and so when you touch it, it just tightens your abdominals a little bit stronger than the rest of the muscles. Create stability in your body. Want to keep your abdominals engaged, not sucked in. Those are two different ideas. You can still have your gut sucked in and not engaged. So you just want it nice and engaged, a bearing down feeling. Hands down to the side, and we're going to pelvic tilt. You have on the bottom of your pelvic floor near your private areas, the area that has muscles, your rectum, your private area, your urethra. We're going to squeeze each one, hold, 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 and relax. We're going to squeeze and hold, 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 and relax. We want this pelvic floor to be nice and tight. We're not lifting our butt off the ground. We're just squeezing rectum, private area, and urethra, and then relax. When we were young, our pelvic floor was tight like a trampoline. And as we age and sit, it becomes saggy like a hammock. And we're just trying to create that strength. When you stand, you should have your pelvic floor engaged. But most people who sit often end up using their knees as their stability. And then the pelvic floor lessens. And then you begin to have hip problems. And one more, we're going to squeeze, 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 hold, 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 and relax. Okay, we're going to get ready for bridges. So feet close to the heels or close to the butt that feels safe to the knees. Feet or shoulder width apart. You're going to tighten your abs, tighten your butt, hands to the side, lift up in one motion, and then come back down in one motion. If you feel this is easy, you can put weights on the side of your hips. 2 to 5 pounds is reasonable. Tight abs, tight butt, lift your butt up and back down. Tight abs, tight butt, lift up and control on the way down. Tight abs, tight butt, lift up and control. You're pushing through the heels, feeling the glute and the heels working together. You may feel stretching in your knees or your hip flexors. That's just tightness. Go up as high as feels safe to your body. Really getting those heels and those butts to work. We're working the hamstrings, that's the back of your thighs, your butt, and your lower back with this exercise here. This is your sitting and standing, your bending over motion. This is a bent hip to a straightened hip, and this is a great way to do it without hurting your back. So really nice tight abs, nice tight butt. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on down. We're going to set the weights to the side, and we're going to hug your right knee, straighten your left leg, and put all toes to the ceiling on both legs. We're going to just hold that here. So we want to hold our stretches for approximately 30 seconds. Anything else really doesn't become a transformative stretch. So we want a chance to stretch out our body. Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg down, and we're going to go to the other legs. Straighten your hug your left knee, straighten your right leg, all toes to the ceiling. Enjoy this stretch. We're stretching out the glutes and the knees, and then the hip flexors on the other side. making sure all the toes are pointing to the ceiling. And come on down. We're going to grab those weights again. You can either go a higher weight the second round, or you can keep the same weights. Tight abs, tight butt, lift your butt up and down. I'm just sticking to the same weights because then I'd have to go and grab my heavier weights. But our butt is very strong and it has the potential to carry up almost half our weight, if not even higher, depending on your athletic abilities. But this is a very strong pattern. Your hips are very strong. It has the potential to be very strong. So as these get easier, you want to increase your weights. Make sure you're breathing. Keep the shoulders and neck somewhat relaxed. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and setting the weights to the side. And then we're going to grab that right knee again. Straighten the left leg, all toes to the ceiling. Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straightening out the right leg, grabbing the left leg, toes to the ceiling. Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing the feet flat on the floor again. Now we're going to move to torso stabilizer. We're going to put the right foot straight up to the ceiling. Foot is flexed, not pointed. Left arm to the ceiling. You're going to have your palm facing towards the body. Nice tight abdominals. And you're going to go out about 30 degrees from your body and then back to torsos and going out and then back to the beginning of your torso. Keep going out and in. Don't let the other knee go. In fact, I'll come over here. Keep going. And you're going to go out and back to starting position. Out and starting position. You can have your hand to the side. I just like to have it so that I can feel that my abdominals are engaging. The other knee stays nice and still. They're both exiting or going apart from each other and meeting at the same time. And bring the leg forward and down. And then we're going to go the other side. Left leg to the ceiling, right arm to the ceiling, palm facing towards the body. Tuck the shoulder down, tighten the abs, lock the other knee down, and then going out and back to the edge of the torso. We're not trying to come to the center of the torso because that creates a momentum so that your body is using a momentum to swing, and it's really not using your abdominals to hold everything still. So you're just coming to the starting point and going away and then back to the starting point. Make sure you're still breathing. Nice tight abdominals. You should feel all of this engaging. You're going to feel your inner thigh. You're going to feel that outer thigh, all perfectly normal. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on down. Okay, we're going to grab that strap we had before. We're going to put it around the foot. We're going to straighten the leg. So one thing you want to make sure is that you're not putting the leg as high as you can, and then you have the bend. You can see how the knee is bent here. So what you're going to do first is straighten the leg and then pull it up until you feel that nice stretch behind your thigh and behind the knee. And if all you can do is hold it here, then that's fine. If you can keep it straight and go up higher, that's fine too. You want to make sure your foot's flexed, not pointed, but not super flexed that it ends up bonking you, that the strap actually falls off your foot and hurts yourself. But just enough that the knee is straight. This is not a straight knee. Keeping the leg nice and straight with that tension is a straight knee. So I'm not concerned how high you can pull up. I'm more concerned with how much can you keep that knee straight, perfectly still, and with this beautiful, comfortable tension. Nothing painful, nothing stringy, stingy, pinchy, tingly, nothing like that. Just a comfortable stretch. We're going to tighten the abdominals, bring the left foot inside the band or the strap, bring the right leg out, straight, lower that leg, straighten it, and then pull it up. Only go as high as feels safe to your body. Do not try to force this to straighten. You're going to end up hurting yourself. Make it just nice, comfortable. And again, I don't want you like super way up where like you're like, look how high my foot can go, because then you can see how the knee is bent. Got to keep it straight. Make sure you're breathing, your abs are still engaged, and just a nice, comfortable stretch for your body. Okay, we're going to bring that down, set that to the side because we're going to need it again. And we're going to go back to torso stabilizer. You're going to put the right leg to the ceiling, left arm to the ceiling, tuck the shoulders. You're going to go out away from your body and bringing it back to the edge. Nice tight abs. There you go. Keep breathing. Make sure the other knee is not counterbalancing, that it's staying nice and still. Shoulders are tucked. It's all in your abdominals holding this movement pattern. The idea is naturally we want our hips to twist and our chest to twist with the direction it's going, but making everything on the torso stay nice and still forces it to have to hold the abs stronger, and it makes the abs stronger. Bring your arm and leg down. Gonna bring up the left leg, right arm, tucking shoulders, nice tight abdominals, going out and back to starting position. Again, keep an eye on that right leg, that it's not counterbalancing. Keep an eye that the hip isn't swinging. Just visualizing if you had a glass of water, would it be splashing around and going all over the place? We want it nice and still instead. Shoulders relaxed, abs are engaged, other leg is nice and still. And yes, you might feel a little bit of pinching over here. And when you're first learning it, it does get better through time and through the other workout that I'll be building. The two together kind of creates it a better place. And then there's a few little other extra exercises if you still have bursitis on the outside of your hip filling this. You have 3, 2, 1, bring it on down. Gonna grab that strap again. And that strap, we're gonna put on the right foot, straighten it out. And then once your leg is straight, then you're gonna pull it back before you feel the knee wanting to bend. So if I come up here, my knee wants to bend. So instead, I'm just gonna keep it nice and straight and nice and flexed here. So is what we're doing is we're stretching out the hamstring. This is your muscle behind the thigh. It's your anti-gravity muscle. We all trip, but the goal is we don't want to fall. And so this is going to help us have nice lengthened hamstrings so that we can bend over safely and not be at a risk of popping out our tendons. Nice tight abdominals. You're going to bring the left foot in, remove the right leg. Straighten the leg and then pull it back up again. Do not let the knee bend. I know it's tempting to want to have that foot really high up into the sky, but it's got to be nice and straight leg because we're trying to get at this hamstring and these tendons back here. And they won't change if we keep them bent. And bring that down, set the band to the side. So next we're going to do marches. So there are 2 levels to do the marches. Well, level 1 is hands down to the side, both feet are on the floor, and you're going to push the belly button to the spine and the spine to the floor. This is the only exercise on purpose. You're pushing the spine to the floor. Everything else, you're always letting a natural arc in there. So tightening the abdominals, you're going to bring up alternate knees, keeping the knees at 90 degrees, and you're just alternating the knees back and forth. Level 2, you're going to bring both knees up to the sky, flex those feet, push the spine to the floor, and keeping the knees at 90 degrees, you're going to alternate. So you choose what level is best for you, and then we'll go ahead and start counting down your time. Right now, make sure you're breathing. You want your neck tension and your shoulder tension relaxed. Everything is pushed down into the abdominals. You're working your abdominals here, your lower abs, your transverse abdominis, and your hip flexors that attach inside your hip and to your lower back. So we're working a lot of muscles right here. It takes a lot of oxygen. So if this is hurting at any point, feel free to come down and just go down to your level 1. Don't just quit, just come into the next level. You can always pause and count to 5 and hop right back in. You have 3, 2, 1, come on down. Good job, good job. So we're gonna go ahead and do nice tight abdominals, and we're going to have your feet together. We're going to stretch out your back. So we're gonna have your arms out to the side, palms to the ceiling with your knees and feet together. We're going to drop both knees to the right, only as low as you can go. Some people can just barely make it to the side. Others can come all the way down. Do not copy what others can do. You do what your back decides it can do. Your chest may feel it, your hips may feel it, but it's your back that's the limiting factor. Only go as low as your spinal cord will let you go. And it's okay that your feet kind of come off the floor here. They just should not be suspended off the floor. So both feet are still in kinetic connection with the floor here. If you like, you can turn your head to the right, to the left, but you don't have to. This is just working out the side of your hip all the way up your chest through your triceps. Nice tight abdominals. You're going to bring those knees together and then readjust your back. And then we're going to drop to the other side, bringing the knees to the side. And if you want to twist your head to the right, you may. Only go as low as feels safe to your body. Do not push it. If you feel too much tension, too much pain that you can't, and you've got to bring yourself up a little bit, feel free to do that too. Only do what your body can handle. This is not a no pain, no gain situation. This is how can we get the abdominals to engage while the rest of our limbs are moving around, training stability without injuring our back. Nice tight abdominals, bring your knees up, readjust your back again, and we're going to go back to marches again. So hands down to the side, tuck shoulders away, pushing spine to the floor and belly button to the spine. And you can level 1, alternate knees, level 2, knees are up, and then alternate heels to the floor. And it has to be the heels, not the toes. It changes the range of motion. Ready? Here we go. Nice deep breath, and then you're going to keep breathing through this. Do not hold your breath. It's tempting to because we're holding the transverse abdominis, so it makes us feel like we should be holding our breath, bearing down. But if we learn how to breathe while bearing down, it's going to create strength in our diaphragm, that if we get punched in the gut or the wind gets knocked out of us, it'll be trained how to catch a breath and know how to work while this is engaged. So you want to make sure that you still can breathe during this exercise. It's great training for your diaphragm. You have 3, 2, 1, come on down. Okay, arms straight out to the side, palms to the ceiling, and we're going to drop your knees to the right. This should feel good. Oh, and you can turn your head to the left if you choose. You don't have to. And what this does is it just kind of pulls the spinal cord, twisting it. And in that twisting, it tells the uh, ligaments that connect your spinal cord that, hey, you need to have a little more strength. Nice tight abs, bring those knees together, readjust your back, and then drop your knees to the left. And if you want, you can drop your head to the right or turn your head to the right. You don't have to. But as it's pulling the ligaments and the muscles from the spine in this twist, it crawls the body to create more bone material. So it actually makes your bones on your back stronger and your tendons and ligaments stronger and lengthier, but it also creates what's called synovial fluid. And synovial fluid is like the WD-40 for your spinal cord. You would spray your bike chain with WD-40 so that it's a smooth ride. Same thing with this. Nice tight abs, bring your knees together. Just want to make sure that your back has the fluid so that it's not just a dry back and it can actually have a nice flow to it. Okay. Next, we're going to do crunches. So you're going to have 2 levels. If you have osteoporosis, your hands will cross against your chest. And you're just going to push your belly button towards the floor. Push the belly button towards the floor. And that's it. You're just creating a small little pressure point. You're not pushing your back to the floor per se. If your back doesn't reach the floor, that is fine. But you are just pushing belly button and relax. Pushing belly button and relax. You're not lifting the head. But if you don't have osteoporosis or you've been doing this for quite a while, you're going to have it as if there's a grapefruit between your chin and your collarbone. Your hands will be behind your head. You're not actually lifting your head up using your neck. You're lifting it up using the rib cage. So you're pulling from your abdominals and the abdominal is pulling the rib cage forward. And it gives the illusion that you are lifting your head. But if you were to actually look at the neck muscles are not pulling me up. It is the abdominal muscles are pulling the rib cage, and then I am setting it back down. And that is how you're creating this nice crunch that's safe for the neck. A lot of times you hear people who have their neck hurting, and it's because they're using their neck to do this little lifting part to it, and it's straining the neck muscle. Instead, we want to go ahead, use your abdominals, and just visualize like there's this rope being pulled towards your hips and then releasing. This muscle's pulling towards your hips and releasing. And that's the visualization you're going with for the crunches. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on down. And we're going to do a modified reverse crunch. So we're going to have your legs up, your arms straight up. You're going to have your thumbs put together and your chest, your arms are over your chest, and you're going to flex the feet and you're going to bring the shins to the hands, but you're not bringing the hands to the shins. So we're going to go ahead and time that. Here we go. So there is another form of a reverse crunch where you have your thumbs under the derriere and you lift your butt straight up. You can do that version, but right now for this routine, trying to get the lower abdominal to have control, I'm having a modified reverse crunch, especially if you have any lower back pain or osteoporosis. This will be your safer version. You're just kind of visualizing that your feet's over your hip and over your chest, and you're not swinging, you're in full control of it. That's why I'm pausing. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on down. You're going to stretch those legs straight out, and then you're going to have your arms overhead with your palms facing each other. The toes are either pointed to the ceiling or the knees are pointed to the ceiling and the toes are just being pointed straight towards the wall. Either way, but nice deep breathing through the abdomen, and that abdomen is creating an abdominal stretch. And that's what we're looking for, is the stretch in the arm all the way down into the front here. Keeping that neck nice and relaxed. Okay, we're going to bring the feet back up, and we're going to have, if you have osteoporosis, hands crisscross across your chest and just pushing in. And if not, hands behind the head, chin as if there's a grapefruit between the chin and the chest. Ready? Here we go. Lifting up and down. Just visualize that rib cage pulling towards the hip and coming back down. You're not actually trying to push the spine towards the back. That was from the 80s and 90s. Instead, we're using the abdominal to crunch us up versus trying to use the back to push us towards the floor. So we're just visualizing that we have strength to pull that rib cage forward. And if this feels easy, you can always get a little piece of weight across the collarbone and hold that up also. Yeah, 3, 2, 1, and come on down. And then we're going to bring up to the modified reverse crunches, arms straight up. You want that thumb touching each other, hands are over the chest, feet are flexed, and you're going to bring the shin to the hand, but not the hand to the shin. So the hands stay nice and still, and the shins are the ones that are coming forward and back by using your lower abdominal to control where the legs are going. Don't forget to breathe. Your breathing pattern as when it comes in, you breathe out, and when it goes away, you breathe in. And come on down. Okay, just gonna straighten out those legs and then arms overhead. Relax the neck and shoulders, palms are facing each other, knees facing the ceiling, toes are either up towards the ceiling or towards the wall, whichever one creates the best stretch through the torso here. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Okie dokie. It's time to move on to the clams. I'm sorry. Nope, not clams. It's time to move on to the bird dog. My bad. Clams are on the next one. Okay. So feet shoulder width apart. Your knees, your arms are under your shoulders. Your hips are under your knees. Your knees are under your hips. And then we're going to do tucking shoulders away from the ears. These are bird dogs, working on the lower back. You're going to put your right leg straight out, flex the foot, drop the hip, tighten the abs, and you're going to hold this movement pattern. Whenever you're ready, you're going to bring out the left arm straight out. I think I need to move back. Okay, and then you're going to bring out the left arm, nose to the floor, thumbs up to the ceiling. There you go. And you're going to hold this movement pattern 30 seconds. Keep the hip flat, the toe to the floor. Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Okay, bringing the feet together, and you're going to bring out the left leg, flex the foot, drop the hip, tighten the abs, bring the right arm straight out, thumb to the ceiling. And here we go, 30 seconds. Relax that shoulder, keep the hip flat, keep the foot flexed. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. If you have to drop your arms at any point, drop the arms. Do not drop the legs, keep the legs up. As you get wobbly, tighten your abs. Do not drop the legs. You can drop the arms, but you have 3, 2, 1, and now you can drop both arms and legs. And we're going to come and we're going to round the back, rounding as if you're pulling up through the belly button into the cat pose. And then going to the cow pose, lifting the head, dropping the back through the belly button. And then you're going to come back to the cat pose, rounding the back through the belly button. And into the cow pose, dropping and lifting the head. Keep the shoulders pulled back. And now we're going to flatten the back. Now tuck the shoulders, nose to the floor. And you're going to wiggle just your hips side to side, but not the rib cage. This is working your multifidi. And then we're going to come into child pose, sitting your butt onto your heels, stretching your arms out. And come back up. And we're going to do the bird dog one more time. And then we're going to be done with your routine here. So we're going to bring out the right leg, drop the hip, flex the foot, bring out the left arm, thumb to the ceiling, nose to the floor. Keep your abs nice and tight. Check on that hip that it's not rising. At any point, if you have to feel wobbly and you got to feel like you're going to drop your leg, drop the arm instead. The arms is the bonus, but the leg is holding up your lower back. And we want those to be the ones that are getting stronger. Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. And we're going to go to the other side. Bringing out the left leg, flex the foot, drop the hip. Nice tight abs. Bringing out the right arm, thumb to the ceiling, nose to the floor. At any point, if you feel wobbly, drop the hand. Don't worry about the hand. It's all about the leg. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Checking on your hip. Make sure it's not rising, but it's staying flat. Yeah, 3, 2, 1, and drop down. Rounding the back into the cat pose. You want to be as if you're pulling through the belly button. And raising the head, dropping the back into the cow pose. And then going back to the cat pose, rounding the back through the belly button. And I say that because you don't want to do it through the heart because it creates a different circle, a different arc in the body. And drop into the cow pose through the belly button. So we're already so rounded in the upper, between our shoulder blades. It's nice to get this other roundness going so that we're more balanced. And then flat back, flat head, tuck shoulders, and you're going to wiggle your tushy, your hips side to side. Try not to let your upper body wiggle. You don't want to see your shoulders, your arms, or your neck tilting side to side. You want it nice and solid, kind of like a hula dancer. And then your last 30 seconds of child pose. Come sit on your heels and stretch it on out.
Trying to get your forehead to the floor, arms straight out. And come on up. And that is your workout A. And I hope you've enjoyed it. And I will be looking forward to seeing the view numbers go up because I'm trusting you're going to be doing it. Okay, thank you very much.